and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Hey Nebraska! Register today for the 40th Annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. If you've experienced a sports injury, joint or back pain, trust your care to Nebraska Orthopedic Center, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hello? Hello?
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with your cell for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got the host, as always, DeMornay Pierson-El streaming in. And again, if you guys ever want to join the show, we got Royals on the airwaves, but you can still join in using the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and as always, Allo channel 961. But nonetheless, DeMornay Pierson-El, how's it going on this Monday, man?
It's going good, enjoying it. Got nice, playoff basketball and whatnot. It's been, quite a show so far.
Yeah, the NBA, the West is about what I expected. It's been pretty awesome. A little bit surprised by the Clippers absolutely dominating the Mavericks, especially if you were going to tell me in that first quarter. It wasn't going to be the Kawhi Leonard short or even Paul George. Mavericks, I'm not going to press the panic button on them yet, but I do want to start with some NBA, but I do want to get some house cleaning as well out of the way. So real quick, just for Husker Hoops news out there, we do get another commitment out of Wisconsin, all Big Ten freshman.
Bring it back home.
Yep. We get Eskegan commits to Nebraska, and you might say his numbers aren't eye-popping, but you're probably not realizing that he's a freshman. He'll be heading into his sophomore year. He was all Big Ten freshman. The shooting numbers, it's kind of weird timing because we also got to talk about CJ Wilcher going to Texas A&M. Feels like a pretty frequent spot for former Huskers lately, but he does almost feel like a replacement for CJ Wilcher. But what do you see in his game that you think can really help this roster?
It adds depth. You know what I'm saying? He's still, figuring out his game. It's a wide open team. He's still a young player. You got some veteran guys. So his game can get shaped. He'll find, his niche. He's coming back home. He's more comfortable, hopefully, bringing more confidence. And, hopefully, an expanded role on, where we'll need some help in a couple areas.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for his numbers here, it wasn't too bad as a freshman, scored about 12 points per game on 40, 36, 88 shooting splits. So that right there tells me he's probably a pretty solid shooter.
Yeah.
That free throw, I'll take 88, especially with the free throw history we've had in the past. Last season wasn't bad, but let's keep getting guys who can actually shoot the ball. I will say, though, we do need some more athleticism. I still feel like we haven't solved the Texas A&M problem. I like his game. He's a good start, but when I say athleticism, I also mean like we need an inside presence. We need someone who can rise and protect that rim. We got some tall guards, but we're still looking for that center. What do you think is kind of one of those few last check marks for this Nebraska team as they're starting to fill up this roster?
It's still a lot of time left, so I'm not hitting the panic about it. I'm not worried. These coaches, for what they had and where they come, or where they come from, what they have and the people that they're going after, I believe in, their process and whatnot. Yes, I would like, a couple, more athletic bigs or athletic forwards just to kind of, beef up things and whatnot. But Patriots is a virtue, so I'm not really, oh my God, this needs to happen. Things have been flowing slowly and steady. So, just it's something you got to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I'm still pretty bummed that we lost Jope. That was one of the backup centers who he was pretty raw, but it did feel like if you could just figure him out. I mean, he was a great athlete, but obviously he moved on, hit the portal early. So I still think it's a hole, but like you said, there's plenty of time left. Let's keep on hoops, though. I do want to talk about these NBA playoffs. Let's just go ahead and start with the Lakers and Nuggets because that's got to be the most entertaining series. And I don't know if you caught Michael Malone's comments really talking about the free throw discrepancy. Doesn't really care. He knew, but he did mention he was aware it was a plus. They were plus 500 differential heading into the playoffs. The Lakers, once again, leading the league in that free throw differential. Do you just want to start there? Do you think that these games for the Los Angeles Lakers can at times be a little too much of the superstar call? Do you go down that route where you feel like they will try to force more games in these series?
It's early on.
They shot
I think the Lakers match up, with Denver well. So I don't think it'll be you're playing LeBron, so I don't think it'll be a quick series over. It might be game 5, game 6, but I don't think they'll try and stretch it out or follow the script type thing. I mean, it's LeBron. You still got to respect him.
Yeah, and even with the Nuggets, he mentioned it. They shot 0 free throws in that second half, and they still found a way to win it. And what felt like pretty comfortably as well, there was a few points there where it just felt like, okay, the game's over. I know in that last possession, people were calling out LeBron and AD for not playing defense, that they thought maybe they could try to get back in the game. I think those guys were gassed. You're up there. It's called Mile High for a reason. Like that.
Reason.
Yeah. I didn't see AD putting his hands on his knees, giving up. I saw that man just out of breath completely. Do you buy into that? The whole altitude up there? Because some people want to ride it off.
It's a real thing.
You played in Colorado, right? If I remember correct, you had first game in Colorado.
It's a real thing. You might go. You might not feel it the first series, but that second series, it hits you. You like, wait a minute, like I'm not catching my wind. Like, why is my chest on fire? Like, what? Bring some oxygen. Like, what's going on? And then you try and chug water. No, that hurts you. Now you feeling sluggish and you catch a cramp. Like, no, that is something that Denver has to its advantage. And if you watch closely, their sports teams like I know at least for the Broncos, we used to be on the other side. Like, all right, how long you think till it sets in a series? Say you got 12 plays. Oh, you gonna feel it on that 7th play. you gonna feel it. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. So it definitely takes the punch, out of things and whatnot. And especially, that type of, you can try and prep all you want to. It catches everybody if you're not used to it.
Yeah. And we had Jay Foreman talking about it as well. And he kind of described it as, it's not like you feel like you're absolutely out of breath. It says everything just feels slower. Like every step is a little bit slower.
Heavier.
Yep.
And it's just like, I thought I could be faster. It's like, I thought things are speeding up, and it's just like, no. And you got to think, well, from a football standpoint, the air is thinner. So the bar travels faster, farther. You got to take, that into consideration. And I'm pretty sure, certain stuff, with basketball, I'm pretty sure, people feel faster moving through the air and whatnot. So that's something, you have to kind of put, in the back of your mind, it's less stuff for the ball to stop it. So it's definitely something that you have to keep in mind while playing up there.
Yeah, and it always blows my mind how people can even deny that. I'm like, just look at their home record and look at their home record before they're even good. They've had some bad teams that still played really well at home, and there's a pretty obvious reason for it. You don't have to be a genius. So I'm glad you agree with me, because to deny that one always blows my mind. It's very clearly a real thing, and you
can walk up three flights of steps, and they can be about 5 to 7 steps. You'll get to the top of it and be like, "Whew, that was a lot harder than what I thought." So simple task, and you feel it. So it doesn't take long. Your body feels it. It might take you a little second to really notice, like what's going on.
Well, you need that. You need that oxygen, and it's like, while you feel a little bit slower, your body's used to running on a lot more. And when you're just barely squeezing, getting enough in there, yeah, your muscles, everything's just not going to be working as well as you want. And not even just the breathing, but you need all of that stuff. And when you're just not used to it, major advantage for the Denver Nuggets. Huge that they got to host the Lakers. And I want to ask you if you even think that the Lakers have a chance, because Malone, he was just on fire with the quotes yesterday. In that same interview, he would also add on to saying, despite beating them 9 straight times, we are treating every game like we haven't beat them 9 straight times. The Denver Nuggets have just dominated the Lakers. It started with the sweep last year, and then obviously in the regular season this year, it's continued. The Lakers have not found a single script that works in beating Denver. Do you see any chance for it happening? And if so, what is that key factor? Or maybe even a few. Let's be honest. If you lost 9 straight, you might need to change a few things.
It can happen because it's the playoffs. You never know. Injuries happen. Not to say, hopefully, nobody, not wishing that upon anybody. But that scenario definitely, something can go down. The Lakers have to have more for their supporting cast to step up. They can't just look to only LeBron and AD to do something. And when they're subbed out or when they're not in the game, they kind of step up. They have to bring it together and, do that part. Try and slow down Jokic a little bit, or, just get the ball out of his hands, or deny him certain stuff. And I know that's hard. I think you have to have, multiple people that are tall. Like you can't just go at him with 1 or 2 people. You at least got to have 3 people that are on his level, to give him a problem, just to slow him down a little bit. I think if you slow him down a little bit, you give yourself a chance. But I don't really know if, the Lakers have that type of matchup, on their team necessarily right now. LeBron's not technically, in his prime. He's still putting up prime numbers, but you can't expect,
that's a lot of energy to be elite on both ends.
Like, he can't save you every time. Like, he can't go 7 games trying to, bring you through it and then expect, to run through the whole Western Conference as a whole. Like, that's just, come on now, like, be realistic. It's a chance, but like I said, the other players on the team are going to have to step up and make things harder on Denver.
Yeah, to me, it's D'Angelo Russell. He's got, and a lot of people are killing him offensively. I'm almost okay with him shooting the ball. I mean, he's to me got to be one of their X factors. It's just defensively. Defensively, he's got to realize, not just him. You could say this to a lot of the kind of the role players. They got to understand what Denver wants to do. It's insane to me to watch over and over and over. And I'm, obviously, I want the rooting for Denver. I love watching Jokic play, but it's so clear. It's a pick and roll up top. Here comes Jokic running down the lane.
Pick your poison. Whichever decision you make, you're wrong.
But the problem is, what always drives me nuts is D'Angelo Russell, whoever happens to be by Aaron Gordon, because Gordon's sitting on that baseline ready for the lob.
Yes.
And that's it's the signature play of the Nuggets and has been since Jokic and Jamal Murray have been tearing it with that pick and roll. Just get in his way. Don't just give him a clear launching pad for the alley-oop. I get it. It's probably going to happen. He's still going to be able to get it sometimes, but just bump him a little bit and find a way to do it legally, because it is so clear that Denver's going for it over and over. And you just see former players on the baseline not even paying attention to Gordon. And it just always drives me insane. It just makes Jokic's game life so much easier. So if you're the Lakers, not only is it you need your X factors and a guy like D'Angelo Russell or even Austin Reeves, who didn't really look like he was even trying to score at times, which, I mean, what do you make of Austin Reeves in this series? Because I think he's got to be way more aggressive if they're even going to stand a chance.
He has to turn it on. Like, you gotta remind people who you are. Like, I'm not saying, ball hog this and that, but he was known as a two-way player. So do what you do good, show up on the defensive end and, contribute, 15 to 20, 24, 25 points. Hopefully if you get above 15, that helps a lot. That takes a lot of stress off of everywhere else. And, the other team has to respect you. So, I mean, you got to turn it on. Like, we know that the type of player you are capable of, seize the moment, turn it on. It's playoffs. Come on.
Yeah. And it's always drives me nuts because it felt like they've had guys in the past that fit that mold perfectly. Austin Reeves, I don't know. He's just interesting because it looks like he's just deferring too much. Like, it's almost like LeBron and AD have to be off the court for him to really start attacking. Yeah. And like you said, your best time to score is when those guys are on the court. You're going to be wide open. Take advantage of it. And you guys got to, that's just one thing where I don't know if it's just the LeBron effect of kind of feeling the pressure to almost cater towards his offense because he is that great of a playmaker. But you got to attack. I mean, that's the difference when I watch the Denver Nuggets and I watch the Lakers.
Yeah.
Everyone on Denver's attacking and knows their role perfectly. And that's the reward of continuity. You look at the Lakers, you got a bunch of guys that are a little bit newer, maybe have only been there for 1-2 seasons.
They just throw it to LeBron and hopefully he'll make something happen, or give it to AD and LeBron and them two will figure it out. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's y'all. I understand it and what it is. You might be not trying to mess up, or
right.
Maybe LeBron's a little bit more floor general with just running things a certain way when he's on the floor. I can't say. I don't know what it is, but they definitely play differently when they're off the court. And it's like, how can y'all not mix the two of these and give them some type of burst of energy to help them out when they're on the floor?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. We're talking about that on Sunday. There's been 8 games this season for the Lakers where LeBron hasn't played. And the record, isn't going to surprise you. They weren't winning more games or worse. They're actually kind of still about average. But the role players all surprisingly had good games. It's like, you guys they're capable of it. You've seen Reeves with big numbers, D'Angelo Russell with big numbers. Rui Hachimura, he makes no sense for me why he's not taking more shots. Last year, he was that X factor for the Lakers. And I know they didn't beat the Lakers or the Nuggets, but he gave them a chance in a lot of those games. And, that first game one, I get it. A little tired, little kind of trying to figure out Denver. You haven't beat them 9 straight times. They beat you, but they got to figure it out. Who do you's got to be that X player? You think it's more likely to be D'Angelo Russell or Austin Reeves or Rui Hachimura? Because I'm starting to jump on the Rui Hachimura train. I think he's going to have to be the
guy. I think Russell has kind of come to his own a little bit late in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I would want it for it to come, through him, but you never know. Like any you can flip a coin or throw a dart with your eyes closed and be right, or hopefully or be wrong, either or. Hopefully all three of them, and they make it a fun series, at least slow Denver down. I think if you take Denver through seven games in the first round or whatever, I think that'll take a little bit of this sail out of their win.
Yep. I'm with you there. I still think it's a sweep by the Nuggets. Hate to say it to Lakers fans out there. The Nuggets just look so good.
But you so much on this LeBron hype. Just you no faith in LeBron? I see how it is.
I mean, he's got to have help. And like you said, if the other guy, you can't have the guy who's in his 40s play the best defense and the best offense. Like, they're asking LeBron to do so much. AD played incredibly offensively. The only problem is like, Jokic is just as impossible to stop. But AD and himself, I mean, AD played amazing.
Yeah.
LeBron played a pretty damn good game too. The problem is the role players just can't help him out. They're not doing enough, and you don't stand a chance. You're watching KCP. Again, this is where I look at management sometimes more. Bet you would have kept that guy around. You really need a defensive guard. Alex Caruso seems like a pretty good guard you could have had. You need some guards that know how to rebound.
Even if they'd have kept Russell, like I thought, like I get it, and but I feel like Russ is a burst of energy. He changes the pace of things. He's aggressive on the offense. He rebounds and everything like that. I just didn't understand, the pairing of him and LeBron, like them two just running. I'm shocked that we didn't see it much.
Yeah.
But you look at Russ with the Clippers, and it's like same building.
Makes sense.
Same building. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's something so unique about LeBron's game that not everyone actually matches up with it like you would think. I don't know if that's what it is. It is unique, though, because Russell Westbrook, just with the Clippers, I mean, we saw they just dominated. Wasn't even close. Blew Mavericks out of the water. For the third quarter, they gave up a little bit of a run, and then they still figured out a way to close it out strong. Despite the Mavericks getting like 32 points in that third quarter, the Clippers, I think, got like 34. So they really shut that game down the entire time. One more team I want to talk about, and then I want to talk about some awards too, some finalist awards, because one guy's been left off the list once again, and it's absolutely insane for the Defensive Player of the Year award. But the Thunder Pelicans, that one was to the absolute wire. The Thunder have been rested, chilling out.
I'm trying to tell you that Thunder is some trouble. I told you, and that's without Zion.
Yeah, that's the great. I'm glad
that's
you mentioned
without Zion. McCullough, that was the worst last second shot I've ever seen, bro. That's not your game. Pick a side and go. Like, period. Yeah. You not cross. Like, that's not your game. Go. Like, you 6'5", drop your shoulder, jump out the gym, and make somebody foul you. Oh, well. Or go one way and stop on a dime and pull up. Like, shaking left to right, that's not your game, bro.
Yeah. Frustrating to watch. I thought the Pelicans were going to actually be able to pull it off. Felt like all the momentum was going. And then again, you said it, no Zion. But the Thunder, I'm thinking maybe that's just one of those games where they're a little shook early. Or you think, would you pick the Pelicans outright for this series after seeing game one?
Give me 2 more games and I'll come back to you on that one.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not more. I feel like I understand, what the Pelicans are gonna bring. I don't know which type of team that OKC is gonna show up.
Here's a better question: do they have any chance?
No. Shy was on point. I mean, you had some energy plays. There's an electric atmosphere and everything like that. Chet was okay, but I really wasn't honestly too impressed. I thought like y'all supposed to dominate. Y'all the number 1 seed and that. So there's blood in the water, and I feel like the New Orleans team, like, no, we can match up. It's not what we think it is. We just gotta a couple possessions better, and it literally a flip of a coin, and they could have lost. And all you need to do is still one, on the road, just one. So I mean, they're right there. So I'm just not too sure, what I'm gonna see from OKC. Like I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I'm not either. I was disappointed in that first game because the Pelicans I think they're done for. I think that was their legit chance to go ahead and steal one. Like you said, when you're playing on the road, you just get one, and then hopefully make that series even. But it felt like they kind of blew their chance there because you mentioned it. Thunder didn't have the best shooting night and just kind of sloppy overall, only scoring 92 points. Just a low scoring game. Neither team was playing fantastic basketball. Let's see like defense. But again, Clippers or Mavericks is going to be the next matchup for them, and I don't like their odds at all in that one. I think I would take the Clippers in a heartbeat to take. Is it who you like the most in the West right now? I'm looking at the Nuggets and Clippers. If I'm talking about the Western Conference Finals, the Suns, I'm sure you saw Anthony Edwards talking a lot of smoke to Kevin Durant. Love to see it. I'll be honest.
The Suns are breaking up that team after this year. Like, it's just not working. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. Like, you don't even hear about Bradley Beal rarely. KD and Book is fine, like that's fine. But they're run and gun. That's all they want to do. They don't care. I'm not saying KD doesn't care about defense. He's a little bit better than Book, but it's just that's going to be a high scoring game. They're going to try and not score you. I don't think the Suns have the pieces just yet. But that team is definitely going to be, dismantled after this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. Bradley Beal, like you mentioned it, I agree. They need to dismantle it. I'm 100%. At the very beginning, I was like, you do understand you're going to have to stop people on the other side of the court. It's great. You have all this offense, but you guys are going to have a hard time stopping anybody. And that's why they're seated where they're at right now. But it hasn't even been Bradley Beal. 18.2 points this season. 51% field goal percentage. He's shooting 43% from three. So he's been a flamethrower this season. And then again, 5 assists, not bad there. A steal to go with.
It's not enough basketball to go around for everybody. You got 3 all-stars on one team.
That part.
His role has diminished to even lower when it was him and John Wall.
That's what sucks. He's probably
you took over a team. They moved on from John to you, and now you didn't got paid. I know you had injuries, but you reverted back to less of a role where you was at than you was at in Washington, which is crazy because like I said, he's a good two-way guard. He's a easy bucket. He's a tough player. I just don't think he fits with the scheme. I mean, it's either Book or KD, period. And the scraps is going to Bill. That's just it's not good for him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've always hated this fit. It feels like a waste of what looks to be one of Bradley Beal's best seasons this far. If you just put these numbers and you put him on a team where he is that star, he's going to be close to averaging 30 points a game, probably a double-double. He'd be dominating somewhere else. And he'd be able to go demand a huge bag, even though he's got a pretty decent contract. But still, it feels like a waste of a year for Bradley Beal, unless I really doubt it. They can find a way to swing this series and try to go ahead and win the whole thing. But that's the only way it's a success. I mean, you got 3 great offensive players. I don't think you're going to keep them around because the regular season was kind of hairy enough. Just didn't feel like a good fit. But we'll keep talking a little bit hoops. On the other side, I want to talk about the current nominees for these All-NBA awards for the Defense Player of the Year, Clutch Player, 6-man. We got that list as well, and we'll go through that. So don't go anywhere. This is the Don't Punt Hour with the Marty Pierson-El. The host is always streaming in. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
The need in our community, if you just look at the numbers, it's frightening. We're serving over 1,000 kids every day. With the passion of our people, I really feel like our potential to be of even greater service to kids and families who are struggling is just unlimited. But in order to have the greatest impact, we need all the help we can get from the community.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back into the Don't Punt Hour. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got the host, as always, Demorne Pierson-El, the former Husker special teams veteran and wide receiver. If you guys want to join in, Sarah Heyman text line 402-464-5685. We got Royals on the airwaves, but you can still join the show through that route. As always, put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, Allo Channel 961. And with the house cleaning out of the way, I do want to go through this list here, and we don't have to go into a ton of detail, but the one we absolutely need to talk about is we have the award finalist for the NBA Defensive Player of the Year. And you just tell me off the top of your head who the first player on your mind that should be on this list that isn't. Who got quote-unquote snubbed? Bam Adebayo, Miami Heat, Rudy Gobert, Minnesota Timberwolves, Victor Wembanyama, San Antonio Spurs.
Who's not on that list?
Who do you think should be on that list who got snubbed? Unless you think they nailed it, and that's perfect.
You said it was Wemby. You said
Rudy Gobert and Bam Adebayo.
I thought that is the list. That's not the list?
That is the list right there. Who do you think got snubbed? That's your finalist.
I don't know who.
Anthony Davis? You got me. He's once again. How is that man never won one Defensive Player of the Year? It is insane.
Has he played 72 games?
This is like one of his most healthy seasons he's had, and it's not even 72 games for that award. I think I think it's like 62. I think they dropped that quite a bit. I don't think it's 72. Let's see here. Anthony Davis injury. I don't think he missed a ton of games this year. But you don't think that he deserves to be on this list? Are you good with that? Victor Wembanyama, I know he's good, but let's.
I feel like rookies can't get those type of rookies shouldn't be able to win. First year out the gate. MVP is defensive. Like y'all got to be at least 2 years in before you get that.
Yeah, and it just feels like that. I get it. He's doing it well with his blocking, but I have seen quite a few times where it's easy to get past him on the perimeter.
Bro,
he's still not great there.
He's 7'11". Like what you expect? He doesn't have to jump to dunk. Like that's not a skill. Like he can literally raise his arm and probably touch the rim from the free throw line.
Yeah, and he played 76 games this season. So it's not even like a question of he missed too many games. AD missed all but 8 games. All the same 8 games just like LeBron did. So again, it's like it drives me insane that
I understand Wemby. Yeah, I get it, but again, like I said, I feel like rookies can't be necessarily they can finish, in the top 5 or whatever, but I'm like, you got to, like, I get it, 1 year and everything like that. I'm like, you got to at least, do 2 years in the league before, we say, oh, that's your game and everything like that. Nobody's seen necessarily that. So nobody necessarily knows how to, defend it or stop it. Mm-hmm. Now watch next year how people will defend them, and it won't be as easy as it probably is.
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama's averaging about a half a block more than AD. Same in steals. And you could argue he's worse on the perimeter. And he only played 71 games. So AD's even got him beat by a few games there as well with 76.
This is the media that picked the sports writers that picked this, right? Trash.
Yep.
Trash.
I'm glad you picked that out. It's almost like there's a narrative behind it or something with all these. Like with Victor, I get it. Yes, very exciting. He is not Defensive Player of the Year.
His team sucks.
Yep. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. So again, like I'm just not there with Victor Wembanyama. Rookie of the Year, absolutely.
Oh, it's going to him for sure.
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren,
easily. Yeah,
Brandon Miller. Sure. Do you think there's any argument that Chet should be a little more mentioned just for the fact that he is on the number 1 team in the West and he has been a big part of it?
No.
Okay, fair. I'm still picking Victor, but I thought I'd bring it up. That is another debate going on.
If you put Chet on San Antonio, Wemby on OKC, oh my God, that's night and day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's they both had a good season, but I'm still giving it to Wemby on that.
All right, and now let's go through a few more of these. I want to save the most valuable player for last because this is a list I have zero problems with it. I think they nailed it there. But let's go for most improved player of the year. You got Tyrese Maxey, Philadelphia 76ers, Sengun off the Rockets, Kobe White, Chicago Bulls.
I think Kobe.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm like he is becoming, I wouldn't say the face, but he is a pivotal player within that organization. Like he is becoming a franchise player. You got DeMar DeRozan, who's on his way out.
Yeah.
Probably.
The contract he's done. He's gonna be an unrestricted free agent.
Who else is on there? I'm missing somebody.
DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine.
I'm
sure
that's right. Yeah. Levine hasn't really been anything, honestly, since he won the dunk contest. Like it is just what it is. Like he's cool, but I mean he's a high flyer. That's it.
So, Lonzo Ball is apparently still rehabbing, but we just have no idea what it's going to be like with him.
So yeah,
kind of guard heavy too, especially if Kobe White's going to be this guy. Does make me nervous though, because he is a point guard and he's finding his peak at the Chicago Bulls. Just please stay healthy, because Kobe White, if there's any kind of bright spot for the Chicago Bulls this year,
right, he's it.
Yep. Period. What do you think about Vucevic? I gotta say, is his contract expiring, if I remember? Because that has been his game. I can never figure out. He puts up good numbers. It's like an okay double-double, but there's so many crucial moments in big games where I'm just so let down by it over and over, where he just cannot get the stops he needs. He's a good rebounder, but defensively, he gets beat quite often. Are you ready to move on from Nikola Vucevic?
Indeed. I think so. It's just like, all right, we know what you are. Like,
yeah, he's a good he'd be good on like a Clippers or a team that's like loaded and just needs a center that doesn't really have to score a lot, that just plays okay defense and really good rebounding. He's great at that. But the Bulls kind of brought him in for offense, and his 3-point shot has just been all over the map. So it makes it very tough to ever try to figure out what you want your starting lineup to look like, because you're always banking on, can Vooch hit his shots tonight, or is it going to be off by a mile? And unfortunately with the Bulls, he's been off more often than not. But let's get to the NBA MVP finalists. Tell me if you think somebody else should be in there, but I like these three candidates. You got Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Nikola Jokic.
I like it.
It's got to be Jokic, no question, right? Or are you going Shai or Luka? I'll pop this.
I would honestly, like, I would say Shai, just because you're in the same conference as Joker, and y'all ended up with the number 1 seed over them. Like that, like if that's not the most valuable player to a team, then I don't know, like, what is.
That's fair. I mean, this is always the problem with the MVP too, is that it is a debate. And what you said isn't entirely wrong, because we've had MVP award winners where it's gone this way, where you're looking at the team's overall record. And that's why if you're even though Victor Wembanyama wouldn't be in it this year, but to say if you were supposedly having outrageous numbers, he wouldn't be mentioned because the Spurs just aren't winning games. So you would actually go for Shai instead of Jokic.
I think so, because I think if Joker doesn't play, I think the Nuggets still have enough piece to be dominant and consistently win without him. If Shai's gone, I have no faith in OKC. No faith.
Yeah, Shai he's an absolute monster. I can respect.
If that's not most valued, then I don't necessarily know what it is. Like you can have an offensive MVP, you can have an offensive award. Jokic can get that, but it's just who can't the team do something without? Like I still think the Denver Nuggets will still be good without. If Jokic wasn't playing for a little bit or something, I still think they will be dominant. Now, Murray might have to do more. Aaron Gordon might have to do more. A couple other pieces might have to step up and everything like that, but they're still a dominant force. I don't think it'll be the same thing with OKC.
That's a good question. Who would win if you just took I would go Jokic. Shai's fine. If Shai wins it, I wouldn't even be mad, because he is averaging 30.1 points. He's averaging over 50 33% from a field goal, 35% from three. It's actually the exact same. Jokic is also averaging 35% from three, but he's 7 foot tall, which is always impressive. He's got 5.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists. The 5 rebounds are not bad at that point guard position, and 2 steals a game, which I think is a little bit underrated. He is grabbing a couple steals a game. Then you go over to Jokic. Jokic, 26.4 points per game, 58% field goal shooter. But again, he's got a lot more shots closer to the rim. He's shooting round up, actually about 36% from three, 12.4 rebounds, 9 assists, and 1.4 steals. So there is an argument where you could go roll with SGA. I got no problems with it there. Luka, good, but just especially in that last playoff game, he has really good numbers. He's really close to averaging a triple-double. But if I'm going that route, like, I'm just going to pick the more efficient guy, which is Jokic.
He's spotty. Like, that's just been the thing with you. Like, he'll do something amazing, be on an amazing streak for 2-3 weeks, and then you won't see it for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then it comes back. It's just like, all right, it's a roller coaster ride. All right, I'm done with that ride. I got it. You're fine. You're good. I got it. It's a little bit more consistent on a nightly basis.
Yeah, luckily he's got Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, despite the loss versus the Clippers, Kyrie had a hell of a game. He was playing pretty well all game long. So Kyrie Irving, I got to keep saying I was wrong about him. Great to see him kind of bounce back because he is one of the most fun players to watch when he's got it going. But with that being said, I got to ask you one more question, and I want you to think about it while we throw it to break. If you were to take LeBron James, and these are the only players they're switching, LeBron James and put him on the Nuggets, or take Jokic and put him on the Lakers, who's going to win that series? So we'll do that on the other side. This is the Don't Punt Hour with Demorne Pierson-El, the host. As always, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska's always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
The need in our community, if you just look at the numbers, it's frightening. We're serving over 1,000 kids every day. With the passion of our people, I really feel like our potential to be of even greater service to kids and families who are struggling is just unlimited. But in order to have the greatest impact, we need all the help we can get from the community.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment of the Don't Punt Hour. We got just a little bit of time for about 5 minutes left here before we wrap things off, and then we will have Speed and Power at 8 o'clock as always. 402-464-5685 if you want to join in. Still got Royals on the airwaves, maybe around hour 9. It is currently the top of the 6th. They are down 3-0 to the Toronto Blue Jays. Tough game for them. They're about evenly matched, but nonetheless, we'll keep you updated as that thing goes along. But still, top of the 6th, they're down 3, the Kansas City Royals. Good morning, Pierson. I asked you a question before we started or ended the last break. If you were to take LeBron James and put him on the Denver Nuggets or take Jokic and put him on the Lakers, which team is winning the series?
I think LeBron on the Nuggets.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're just deep. Even as great as Jokic is, they've really done a good job surrounding him with guys that makes it work.
Yes.
Like Aaron Gordon is the perfect matching for a guy like Jokic.
Easily. And you know, if you insert LeBron into that, you know, Aaron can go from 2 all the way to 5 if you really want to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he can really play a 1 through 5. But I mean, you know, if you want to go bigger with LeBron at the 4 and him at the 3 and get another, you know, big in there or something like that, I think the versatility that team can, you know, offer with LeBron on that will give, you know, a couple more years on LeBron's career where he doesn't have to necessarily do it. And I think you see some flashes of, you know, the old LeBron with, you know, taking off at the rim and everything like that if he had to do it.
Yep. And that's just, you know, for some people, might seem obvious. For some people, they really think Jokic is that good. But we're at this point in the NBA where you need other guys. Like we've seen it. LeBron and AD especially last night or the other day, played just dominated. Like he looked fantastic, but it is not enough. You 1 through 5 have to be elite. And the Lakers, they're even getting some help on the free throws. And like, I'm sure next game, they might even have a plus 20 free throw discrepancy.
If you go back and look at the COVID year when the Lakers won, you know, they had guys that won finals. You had Rajon at the point, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. Right. Like you had arguably, you know, some Hall of Fame. I mean, besides JaVale McGee, but you arguably, you know, had some you know, Hall of Famers on there to where if it needed to be done, that they could do the dishing and thing and everything like that. Dwight could get you 20 if he wanted to, and 10 blocks and 12 rebounds. Or he can get you, a solid 15, 10, and 8 or something like that. Rajon can get you, 10 to 20 points, 10 to 12 assists or whatever, and 5 to 7 steals. So they don't have those type of players anymore around, LeBron to really, get things done and whatnot. I think that's the difference.
Yeah, and that's, what's always kind of surprising is I've just been surprised how they built this roster time and time and again. It just felt like Buddy Hield would have been a great option for you at that guard position to really help the shooting numbers, help what LeBron's always done, get some defensive stoppers, find someone who can kind of cover up for Buddy Hield. And when it comes to Jokic, I get it. Like, he's just going to be a really hard guy to stop.
It is what it is.
But you can figure out a way to stop a guy like KCP, or Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. You just got to figure out someone who's quick and has size and just has good IQ. But they just don't have those. They got, what felt like a perfect player in Alex Caruso is what a guy they could have really used this season. And just some more.
That hurt to see him go. Like, I bet they wish they had him back.
Even KCP, like, that's another guy. KCP, I get it. He's more known for the 3-ball, but defensively, he's not a terrible liability. He's a quick. I don't know if you can just straight up call him a 3-and-D anymore. I'd have to really do a deep dive on if he still has all that athleticism covering guys around the perimeter. But that's a guy that was killing you in that last game, and that's another guy you weren't willing to pay and you got rid of. So, and with the Lakers, I think it's kind of their fault for not surrounding LeBron and AD with great talent. Those guys are old. You're not going to have a ton of time left of them anymore, and you got to start winning now if you want any more rings with those two. So with that being said, though, we're running out of time. This will wrap up the Dump Punt Hour. Shout out to Morning Pierson-El for joining me as always, and we will talk to you guys again tomorrow.